once you made your login, you can start planning your vacations. Let's say we wanted to go to Boston, just because I have one already set up over here. So it'll have your events, and let's say we wanted something like coffee. This is the browse view. It'll give you a list of cards with the event information and the venue information for your query. So because we put in coffee, we should be seeing a lot of coffee shops. So this one's called Render Coffee. So we're going to put it in our list by clicking on the blue heart, and it went to the right and it went on our list. If you are on mobile or have or an iPad or anything like that, you should be able to drag this to the left or to the right, swipe it left or right in order to get it in your list. Left is an X for not in your list, and right is for a like in your list. So whatever you drag to the right will end up in your list. So at the end, we should have a long list of coffee things at the end. So we're gonna go back, and you'll see, yes, those coffee things ended up in our events list. So you'll be able to share this page with your friends and family, and they'd be able to add cards as well. And then you guys can figure out what events you really want to go to. All right, and what route makes this all possible is my wonderful, wonderful browse route. So it grabs from the API all of the venue information and looks for that ID. I need venue IDs so that I could go in and grab more information. So right here is where it grabs that parsed data, and it uses a callback function to bring it back to where I call that function. So before I even call that function, I need a secondary function. So after I got all of those IDs, I have a secondary function that maps through all of the promises and returns to me that data using a callback function here. And it all is summed up in my actual browse route over here that actually brings both of those together. So after we got in the query, we're gonna use the callback function for our maps route. And in that callback function, I'm going to use another callback function. So nested callback functions is what I love about this route. So with the data from the first callback, I'm going to use the second maps route. And then once I've got, and I'm going to push it to an array so that I can have access to that information. And then I'm going to, once all of that is done, render my page with all of that card information. So thankfully, it doesn't take a whole 2 seconds to do all of that. But it does take at least a second for those 2 API calls to go through. And that makes a wonderful, wonderful working card reel. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and seeing my project. If you guys would like to try it out, feel free to visit travelara.org. That is TRAVELARA.org. I would love to plan some of your vacations together as well as connect